Hello, everyone out there all across the land. Of course, you know you are tuned into the number one station on the net for the number one show on the net as well, Throwback Thursdays with myself, Keith Harris, and the wonderful Nikki Clarke.
All right. Uptown Funk. Oh, that's a great song. That's with Bruno Mars, right?
Yeah. Moore's, yeah. Somebody, Mark Ronson, as a matter of fact, and Bruno Mars.
Okay. And Bruno Mars. Yeah, great collaboration. I like that song.
Absolutely.
Keep going. So now we have another bright star on the line with us. She's a great friend, and she's doing amazing things in the community. Please welcome the founder of the AZEEZA for Women, Farheen Khan, on the line.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
How you doing?
Very well. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good stuff.
Honored to have you with us today.
Thanks so much for having me. Yes, I'm really excited to be here.
Amazing. Well, I know that you wear many hats, Farheen. So let's talk a little bit about, the evolution of you coming from where you were to establishing this amazing organization for women.
Sure. So, 3 years ago, and I know, Nikki, we had a chance to talk at your show a few months back, which was exciting. So, really, a couple of years ago, I got into a marriage, and it turned out to be something that was, quite frankly, very abusive, and I had to make a decision to leave. And in that time, I really started to think about, well, what is it that got me into that situation in the first place? And really had to start to realize, and it reflected a lot, and realized that one of the major reasons why I compromised to come into that kind of a relationship was because of my weight and my lack of self-confidence. So at the time I was nearly 400 pounds, and I thought, if this person can look beyond my physical looks, then maybe, he's a good person, and maybe we can make this work. And so that really, that realization was really hard. But, it was really necessary for me to start to say, okay, well, how do I prevent this from happening in the future? And how do I ensure that, I never put myself in that kind of a situation again?
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of times we see, women that are in abusive relationships and sort of their experience around violence, and there's a direct correlation between, abuse, violence, and women's self-esteem and the way that it affects their bodies, and then how oftentimes they either lose or gain weight. So I started to kind of, I'm a fundraiser by profession, so I thought, okay, let's make this project plan, Project Farheen, and start, really working on shedding some of these pounds so that I feel beautiful inside and out, and so that I feel confident in myself. And that sort of, fast forward 3 years now, I've lost over 170 pounds.
Congratulations. That's big. That is amazing.
Thank you so much. So, dropping from a size 26 to almost a 12 now, it's an amazing feeling. And, I just want to be able to share that. So with AZEEZA, it was really an experiment, if you will. A lot of women, I'm a writer as well. I'm an author. I've written a couple of books now, and started to, I blog a lot about my experiences, and so a lot of people on Facebook specifically, a lot of women started reaching out and saying, this is wonderful, like, I really need to start taking care of myself as well, like, we should be willing to run classes. Okay. So, 3 years ago, I would never have thought that I would become a fitness instructor, or that I'd have the ability to run, a class like this, but here we are. So, got a couple of, started just by booking a community center in Mississauga and saying, okay, women, if you really want to do this, come out and join me. And that was the beginning of AZEEZA for Women.
Wow.
Fantastic. So who are the women who come to see you? What are they looking for?
A lot of that, so it depends. Some women are, looking for sort of the physical, the exercise component right now. Just because it's myself, we're doing it once a week in different geographical areas across the GTA. So, it's once a week. It's not a lot, but it's enough for them to feel motivated to want to do more throughout the week. There are some who require some additional sort of nutritional coaching as well, so I'm providing them with that sort of that accountability piece. I think is really big for women. And then the others are some women who, quite honestly, don't need to lose a lot of weight, but I think are just there for the support that they get, right? And that ability to share their own stories and their own experiences with other women.
Yeah. Is there a membership fee?
No, it's a free class.
Oh, wow.
It's free. That is fantastic. So you're really giving back to the community in many, many ways. And wow, that's beautiful. Do you have services where you can, counsel to women if women are maybe, in a similar situation and they feel a connection with you? Do you help them, or can you connect them to people in the community who can help them?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So part of what AZEEZA for Women is we're very fortunate that we were selected by the Centre for Social Innovation in Toronto, and we're one of the Agents for Change projects. So what that means is that over the next 1 year, the Centre for Social Innovation will help us develop help us really build the organization to a point where we have those kinds of resources that we can do that kind of work. So it's definitely in our vision. It's just we're not there yet.
Okay. And I can certainly see it expanding to that level. So it's amazing. And how long has it been going on now?
Honestly, probably about 6 months at the most.
6 months.
So
Okay. So it's really in its infancy, but growing nicely.
Exactly. So we were lucky to be featured in the Metro News and stuff. So we've a lot of traction is happening, and we're gaining momentum with it. But yeah, so I look forward to really working to build it.
Sorry, I just wanted to jump in right quick and say, I'm still floored, by the fact, Farheen, that you do this, and ladies can come join this for free, Yeah, that's a really big deal, and to be able to give back to the community like that really just shows a sincere genuineness behind what you're doing, because we all know you don't hear that. You do hear it. I won't say you don't, but you don't hear that too often. I mean, that's look, we commend you for that. That's a big deal.
Thank you so much.
It is. It really is a big deal. Mm-hmm.
I've been through it myself. I know what it feels like, and I whatever I can do to help other women, hopefully, in a perfect world, we wouldn't have violence against women, and we wouldn't have to worry about it. Our women would have their, we would be confident in ourselves, and we wouldn't have issues around self-esteem. But the first thing we do, and so whatever we can do to support one another, I think is really important.
Right.
Okay, well, let's talk about the next phase in, the journey of Farheen. You are about to embark on something really special, and this weekend, actually Sunday, is March 8th, which is the International Women's Day, and I know you have a very special announcement to make.
I do. So, it's one of those things where, I've decided that it's something that sometimes, opportunities come to you and you realize that this is the time to do them, and especially when, there's so much happening in the world, sometimes we recognize that I've always tried to be the voice for those that don't have a voice, and using my own personal experience to be able to push that agenda further, to really be at the table. So really the announcement is that I'm going to be running as a federal candidate in the center, in the Mississauga Centre, in the upcoming federal election.
Oh.
And yeah, and
congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's exciting. So my nomination's happening on International Women's Day, and we actually decided that that would be the best day to actually, launch our campaign, because the whole idea is that we need more women in politics. We need women. We need people of different ethnic and racial backgrounds to be at the table when decisions are being made about our communities. And I think that it's time for me to just be there.
Oh, wow.
I'm so proud of you, and I definitely, had I not made a commitment, I would have definitely, been there to rally for you, and I am, going to rally for you at any other time you need me to be there, definitely. And we need to call on more women just like you to, step up to the plate and really serve the community like you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you.
Yeah, that's a really big deal. Is there a and I'm assuming I can say this. I should be able to. Where is there a location? And I don't know if you can give this information out, Farheen. So forgive me, but if you can, is there any way that people can go vote for you, or do you know? Or?
Yeah, sure. Well, so our nomination's happening at the Novotel Hotel on Sunday evening at 5. So if anybody's available to come out, they're certainly available to come, and it would be great for them to come and support us. I do have a website as well, farheenkhan.ca. So moving forward, all the information that you'll need will be on my website as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if people want to send virtual votes, that's where they go?
Well, they won't be able to vote until October, which is when the election occurs. But if they wanted to just keep in the loop or join our newsletter, that kind of thing,
got it.
that they can certainly do that to keep informed of what we're up to or what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And
Definitely.
And also, you were speaking earlier about being an author and having some books written. How about that?
Sure. So I have 2 books that have been released. One were published. Well, first one being From Behind the Veil: A Hijabi's Journey to Happiness, and that was released for 5 years ago. And that story is really the story of me being a Muslim woman, a woman who wears hijab, and my experience being born and raised in Mississauga. Some of the struggles that I've had to go through over the years. And then after 9/11, sort of the backlash that we experienced, and personally I experienced, and, things like small things, but then, a more significant sort of experience where I was attacked in an elevator, and it was all Islamophobia that was playing out. So it, to me, really, made me realize the importance of sort of doing social justice work, and so it's my journey is, physical healing, but also emotional and spiritual healing to get to a point where I can actually be able to be a voice for other people. So that was the first book, and then the second book it was published this past March, and it's called The Hijabi's Journey to Live, Laugh, and Love. And that really is the journey of my experience in the last couple of years, and what it took me to come out of my abusive relationship, and then actually lose the weight and to sort of start to embark on this journey of AZEEZA.
Okay.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. The transformation you've made. I mean, do you have a picture diary? Do you record all the milestones that you've made in your weight loss journey?
I have been. Most of my pictures are things on Facebook and they'll be on my website again. But yeah, I do. For myself, I absolutely record sort of where I'm at, and how far I've come. I've got my 26 size 26 jeans hanging in my closet.
Steve, Farheen brought those jeans to the show when she was on back in November,
right.
And you want to see everybody's jaw drop when she pulled out the pants, and she put them beside her, and we just couldn't believe, just incredible. Right. It takes a lot of dedication and discipline to do what you do. So, congratulations, you're an inspiration for many.
Yeah. Yeah, and in a few ways, as a matter of fact, right? And speaking about the weight loss, I remember earlier when she said the numbers, my mouth dropped over here, and I'm like, that's amazing, to have done that. That's really cool. Now, do you plan on Farheen? Do you plan on working on any more books in the future, or?
I'm thinking about writing one about my experience in politics. So we'll see how that goes.
That's going to be
journaling.
That's going to be a good one.
Journaling. Yeah. See how that goes. If I'm elected, I'll be the first hijab-wearing woman in politics in Parliament. So that would be a big deal. I definitely want to write about that and see, and let others know what the experience is like.
Right.
Yeah, I think that is monumental. But I also think that really speaks to where we're still at in society, where, there's still a lack of that kind of visibility in Parliament, and there needs to be more of. But it takes someone like you to make that change. So, yeah, it's happening. Surely, slowly but surely, it's happening.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where, now, going back to the classes that you give, is there an address to where those classes are that you want to give out, or maybe a schedule or something?
Sure. So you can actually go to, we have a website called AZEEZA.ca, and it's AZEEZA.ca. So it's AZEEZA.ca. And AZEEZA actually means, it means, cherished, loved, honored, respected. That's the whole idea of AZEEZA. It's about loving yourself. And I really want women to start to feel that way.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. All right. So I hope everybody out there, took and jotted that down. We want to thank you. Something I want to take a minute to say, really fast is to all the women. And I know I'm a guy, so a few people are probably like, okay, what is he saying right now on the subject? But, I think it's an issue that we all can really speak on, and, and what Farheen really represents. And one thing that I want to say is that if you're in the area, for women out there, if you're in the area, and I guess even some men can come and show support for the cause as well. Even if it's just to stand behind the women. I think it's really important. And what I want to say is if you're in the area or you have some time, go out and give her your support at these classes. And I emphasize that for the simple fact that, look, Farheen, you're doing this at no cost to people. So there's no excuse for women that are going through things, or even men that know women who are going through things, to turn around and say that, listen, there's just no help out there, or to say that no one's giving back. And we also don't want Farheen's efforts to be in vain. You know what I mean? Because, through experience, this has given her enough dedication to be willing to do this for everyone. And I think that speaks volumes when people can just actually stand behind such a cause. So I just want to jump in real quick, and say that even from a guy's point of view, that this is monumental, as Nikki spoke about earlier. And listen, go out there and show your support. Show your support. If it's writing in, if it's dropping by saying hello sometimes, and things of that nature, just help out. Do what you can. As I say, she does it for free, but hey, whatever you can do to just help the situation, try to do that. And I just wanted to point that out. I had to say it because, hey, it's the truth, right?
It is the truth, definitely.
Yeah. So.
All right. Farheen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. I am a big fan, and I know that there's so much more that you will be, taking upon in this journey, and I'm really happy to be invited to be, part of it, and keep us posted. We're always here, in October, maybe closer to the campaign time, or maybe after. We've got some great news about your election. I'd love to have you back on and talk about that whole political ride that you took. We want to hear it.
For sure, I would love to, and thank you again for having me. This was great. Absolutely. I really enjoyed the time together.
You're more than welcome.
Absolutely. Look, I want to jump in there one more time, ladies, and tell everybody to go vote. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, when the voting polls open, make sure Farheen Khan. That's who you want to vote for.
Exactly. And we hear this all the time that voting. Voting makes a difference, and it helps changes. And I heard you both speaking, earlier, just about the slow changing process that things, for things going on. So again, I'm an advocate of going and making steps forward to doing things that people feel like should be done. Get off your behinds, everybody out there. If you're listening, get off your behinds. Go put forth that effort. And look out for the people who are supporting your causes of positivity, and that's just what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna let it be like that. But,
I like it, Keith. I like when you get passionate about that. That's great.
I know Farheen did that. She woke me up, so okay.
Yeah, definitely. We need someone to wake up people, and I think Farheen would be a wonderful candidate to do that. So again, Farheen, thank you for being on the show, and keep in touch with us for anything else that you have going on.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Absolutely.
You're more than welcome.
everybody out there, you're listening to Throwback Thursdays with Nikki, Clarke, and myself. We just spoke to Farheen Khan, wonderful guest on the show today. Don't you go anywhere. You're listening to Throwback Thursdays. Also, I want to remind you all, in case, again, you just tuned in or you missed any part of that interview, you can catch it posted shortly on the social media sites. Any information you missed, any dates, times, or websites or anything of that nature, just make sure you go back, listen to the interview, press rewind as many times as you need to, and get all the information you need. All right? You listen to Throwback Thursdays right here on the number one station on the net, Hotline Radio. Nikki, Clarke, and Keith Harris. We'll be right back after these. Go ahead, Nikki.
Keep it locked.
Hey, look, that's the slogan right there. Sorry, I almost stopped you from saying that. Got me babbling on here like I don't know what. All right, as Nikki said, keep it locked. We'll be right back.